everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we have a wonderful interview scheduled with Christie. Christie is a world-renowned bag pattern designer. I recently purchased one of her patterns, and Christie, yesterday I purchased my fabric and can't wait to get started on my bag.
Good for you, Linda. That's terrific.
I thank you so much for joining me today.
It's great to be here.
Now, when did you get started? How long have you been creating your patterns?
Wow, you're asking a big question. It was probably back in 2001, actually. I left my corporate job and I wanted a purse that looked nothing like I would take to work at my corporate job. I was ready to just be done with it. So I looked for purses, and there was the cutest purses out there, just great ones. But I'm very much not a neat. I am a neat freak, but I'm organized, and so I wanted my purse to have pockets and things, so I could, or sections. And I looked and looked and couldn't find it, and so I decided to make my own, and that's how it got started.
Okay, well, that explains the pattern that I purchased, a place for everything.
That's right. And I happen to have, it's an empty version right now, but I happen to have it.
Oh,
and you kind of see there are sections and there are pockets within the sections. It's hard to see. It's such a dark lining, but that was the purse that got me started in the purse pattern business.
Well, my goodness, how many sections are in that particular pattern?
There are technically 2, 4, 6 sections. So I have 1 and 2, and there's a divider pocket that's actually, you can also put things in that middle pocket. But at the ends, there are also these small little things that you can put sunglasses or your cell phone if it'll fit. And so there are 6 sections and then additional pockets.
I think your patterns are really necessary. I just love it. I need a place for everything, and that bag pattern is really named appropriately.
Well, thank you.
I also love your big bag.
In fact, I just happen to have one of those too. I swear I wasn't planning on doing this, but all of a sudden I thought, hey, I've got some samples in my studio. So this is the big bag, and as you can see, it's pretty darn big.
Yes.
And inside, you can see it's got many pockets. And then it has pockets on pockets. So it doubles up. And then on the other side, there are also pockets. So, and it's a very large bag.
Yes. Now, in your pattern, when we download your pattern, does your pattern tell us what type of fabrics we need to try to search for?
What I do is I've got one pattern here. And I usually, I'll have the supplies that you need. And usually if you have to have a certain kind of fabric, I'll put it in there. But if anybody has a question, if they've got a favorite fabric and they wonder if they can use it, they can always email me when they buy the pattern. They'll get my email address. But usually what I've done is I like to be able to wash my bags because I'm not necessarily the cleanest purse carrier in the world. So I like to be able to wash them occasionally. And so most of mine are made out of washable fabrics. And I have made some out of home decor fabric. Sometimes I'll even wash that, even if I'm told not to, just because once I do the pre-washing, then I know it's shrunk and it's going to look that way, and then I can keep washing it afterward. I'm not saying that I guarantee that that's a good idea, but that's what I've done. Throw caution to the wind. But usually just a regular cotton fabric that has a little bit of heft to it. Not the super, super thin cottons, but a cotton is usually fine.
Okay, I'm glad you shared that with me. That's one great thing about meeting handmade artists. We are able to reach out and communicate with you.
Sure.
And you said that if we ask you, you will help us in getting our fabrics.
That's right.
Your bags. That's wonderful.
Well, I've gone through so many makings of purses that I have at least a little experience with what works and what is really a disaster. So, and I know the patterns really well, so I know where you might run into trouble. So, for instance, on the purse for everything, it's hard to use a really thick, on the place for everything, it's hard to use a really thick fabric, because of some of the seams that you're sewing are multiple layers. And so things like that are helpful to know.
Yes, because yesterday when I purchased my fabric, I first purchased some leather.
Oh, yeah.
It was a soft leather, but I kept telling the lady, I said, I don't know if this is too thick. And they were having a tremendous sale. So last evening I went back and I got a heavy cotton fabric.
I think you're safer with the cotton.
Yes. And I said I would try that because I think that leather was a bit too stiff.
Right. Mm-hmm. Especially when you have to turn things inside out, those corners can get tricky. So I have made bags out of not leather, but out of a kind of a cotton suede cloth or suede cloth. I have done that. In fact, this pattern called Belted Out, this fabric that's on the picture is suede cloth. And it worked out fine. It was not too thick, but it was only the outside. The inside lining is a cotton.
Okay. Now, how many patterns do you offer?
You know, I think I have 10. I can't remember, but I think it's 10.
That's wonderful. Now, where can we purchase your patterns?
You can go to Etsy and put in sweetbriarstudio.com, just Sweetbriar Studio on Etsy. You can also, I think you can just, search on that in the Etsy search. And I'm also on craftsy.com under Sweetbriar Studio. And Sweetbriar is, it's all one word. Sweetbriar Studio is all one word. And it's kind of just like it sounds, sweet, B-R-I-A-R. That's the only place people get hung up. So.
Okay. Are you working on any new purse patterns?
I don't have any in the works right now. I've done some little purses and I've done some very big purses. And I've got one purse organizer that's my hottest seller, as a matter of fact. Most of my purses I've made because I wanted something like that. But a friend actually came to me and asked if I had a purse organizer pattern. And because of her request, I went ahead and made a purse organizer pattern. And I have her to thank for that because that's by far my best seller.
Yes, wonderful. Hello, Elle. Thank you for joining us. This is Christie, and Christie is a purse pattern designer, and you can purchase her bag patterns and create your own purse. And Christie, do you have any brand new products that no one knows about? Pattern that you're working on. You want to share that secret with us today?
Oh, I wish I did, because I would definitely share it with you. I love sharing secrets, but I hate to say I don't.
It's okay. I love your bag patterns. I really do. And when I finish making my bag, I would like for you to come back and talk more about your bag patterns and tell me what I could have done better.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Okay. I thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you, Linda. This has been a treat, and I appreciate you contacting me to do this.
Okay. Now, Christie, tell us one more time, where can we buy your bag patterns?
On Etsy and Craftsy.com, and just put in Sweetbriar Studio, all one word, and you should be able to find me.
Okay. Thank you so much, and keep up the wonderful work. As I said before, I love your bag pattern that has a place for everything.
Thank you.
I can't wait to make it.
Thank you, Linda. You're a great saleswoman for me.
Oh, you keep up the good work. They are marvelous.
Thank you.
You have a blessed day.
You too, Linda. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.